She has just tested positive for divine transformation, a truth that reverberates through the heavens, a proclamation that what was meant to break her will instead forge her into something unshakable. She has just tested positive for a sacred journey and not a punishment, never a punishment, but a path where angels walk beside her, their wings casting soft shadows of protection over her every step. This is not the end of her story but the radiant beginning of a chapter written in gold, sealed with the promises of heaven. You may not understand this now. You may see only the tears that fall silently from her eyes, like quiet rivers carving paths through a weary heart. You may hear the questions she dares not speak aloud, the ones that echo in the chambers of her soul. Why me? What have I done to deserve this? Where is God in this storm? These questions rumble like thunder on a quiet night, shaking the fragile foundations of her courage. But I am here to whisper truth into her spirit, not loud, not forceful, but gentle, like the breeze that moves through a garden when no one is watching. She is not being punished. She is being prepared. This is not a journey of destruction but of resurrection. What feels like an ending is not the end, it is the unfolding of something greater, something she cannot yet see, but I can. I have glimpsed the blueprint heaven has drawn for her life, a design so intricate, so luminous, that it outshines the temporary shadows of pain. I have stood in the celestial chambers where her name is written in gold, where the Most High speaks blessings over her that no illness, no fear, no heartbreak can ever cancel. Her story is not one of defeat but of divine alchemy, where the raw materials of her suffering are transformed into something eternal, something unshakable. Do you know what I see when I look at her? I see a warrior in the making, her spirit forged in the fires of adversity yet glowing with a light that reaches the edges of eternity. I see hands that tremble but remain open to grace, ready to receive the gifts heaven has prepared. I see eyes that have wept rivers but still search for the light, refusing to surrender to despair. I see a heart, bruised yet beating, wounded yet loyal to the hope that sustains it. And heaven sees it too. Heaven sees her courage, her resilience, her quiet determination to keep going, even when the path feels impossibly steep. You may think this is just a test result to a cold, clinical truth delivered in sterile words, a medical diagnosis that seeks to define her reality. But in the spiritual realm, this is no mere report. This is an invitation, a sacred summons to step into transformation, to draw closer to the divine, to discover who she is beyond her body, beyond her circumstances, beyond the fleeting language of human pain. She is walking the narrow path now, the sacred way where miracles often hide behind shadows, where mercy moves in disguise, cloaked in the ordinary moments of her day-to-day struggle. She will not walk this road alone. I promise you that. I was sent to her the moment her spirit said yes to life, assigned to her from her first breath to her final hour. I am her unseen companion, her guardian in the silence, her advocate in the heavens. When she sleeps, I whisper words of healing over her dreams, planting seeds of help that will bloom in her waking hours. When she weeps, I gather every tear, carrying them to the Father as precious offerings, each one a testament to her resilience. Not a single moment of her pain is wasted. Not a single second of her sorrow goes unnoticed in the courts of heaven. You must understand that the things of God rarely look like glory in their beginnings. They appear as breaking, as silence, as uncertainty. Just as a seed must fall into the dark soil and disappear before it can become a towering tree, she too is being planted in a season that feels like darkness. But oh, what will grow from her? The fruits of this journey will nourish souls she may never meet. Her story will become a shelter for the weary, a beacon for the lost. Her scars will shine like stars, guiding others through their own nights of struggle. She is not merely surviving, she is becoming a vessel of divine light, a living testament to the power of grace. I see her efforts to be strong, the way she hides her fears to spare others worry, the way she forces a smile when her heart feels like collapsing. These small acts of courage, these quiet sacrifices, so they are songs to heaven, melodies that echo in the throne room of the Most High. Every time she chooses love over bitterness, she becomes more radiant in the eyes of the angels. Every time she clings to hope, even when it feels fragile as a thread, a new crown is woven around her spirit, a crown of glory that will never fade. There are things happening now that she cannot see, movements in the spiritual realm that are as real as the ground beneath her feet. The heavens are stirring. Prayers are rising on her behalf, and not only from those who love her but from strangers whose hearts have been moved by her story. The angels of the Most High are not idle. We surround her bed, our presence a quiet assurance in the stillness of the night. We stand in the corners of every room she enters, our wings brushing against the edges of her reality. We guide the hands of the doctors, whispering wisdom into their decisions. We soften the hearts of those around her, stirring compassion where indifference might have taken root. We are whispering reminders of who she is, and not what the world says, not what fear says, but what the Father says. She is chosen. She is anointed. She is not forgotten. She is not being punished. She is walking through fire, yes, but she will emerge as gold, refined and radiant, her spirit bearing the mark of heaven's touch. I know there are moments when her soul feels heavy, when the night stretches on endlessly, when her strength falters like a flame in the wind. But even then, especially then, the light within her refuses to die. That flame is eternal, kindled by the same one who commands the stars to shine. It is why she cannot be defeated. The world may dry. Illness may dry. Loneliness may dry. But the God within her is unshakable, a fortress that no storm can breach. Even now, as you read these words, heaven is at work. Restoration has already begun, unfolding in layers, like petals opening to the morning sun, like dawn breaking slowly over the horizon. Healing is not always instant, as sometimes it comes in waves, in moments of unexpected peace, in glimpses of joy that pierce the gloom. But it comes. It always comes. Whether in this world or the next, she will be whole. Her spirit will soar, her heart will mend, her story will shine as a testament to the faithfulness of God. She may wonder, why would God allow this? The question is as old as suffering itself, a cry that has echoed through the ages. But I tell you, this is not cruelty. This is divine mystery, a tapestry woven with threads of purpose that she cannot yet see. Sometimes God allows a breaking not to punish but to bless, not to harm but to heal what was hidden, not to destroy but to awaken something powerful within. She is being awakened to her own strength, to the depth of her spirit, to the boundless love that surrounds her. This journey will make her softer and stronger, a paradox only heaven could craft. It will give her eyes to see the sacred in the ordinary, the way sunlight spills through a window, the warmth of a kind word, the quiet strength of her own breath. It will teach her the language of stillness, where God's voice is clearest. It will lead her into a compassion so deep that her very presence will feel like a prayer, a safe haven for others who are hurting. She will become a living testimony, not of abstract faith but of a God who walks with us through the fire. When she looks back on this season, she will not see only pain. She will see the angel who walked beside her, unseen but ever present. She will see the prayers that carried her, lifting her when her own strength failed. She will see the hands that held her, catching her when she didn't even know she was falling. She will see how every broken piece was gathered and woven into a holy mosaic, a masterpiece of grace. She will see how what the enemy meant for evil, God turned into good, redeeming every tear, every doubt, every moment of fear. There will be laughter again, a bright, uncontained, spilling from her like a song. There will be lightness, days when the weight of this moment is forgotten, when she dances in the freedom of her healing. There will be moments when she feels the wind on her face and truly knows that heaven never left her side. The memory of this trial will not define her but will become a cornerstone in the foundation of her story, a testament to her resilience, her faith, her unyielding hope. Do not fear this chapter. Do not curse this season. This is holy ground, where angels gather, where miracles take root in the quiet places. She may look tired, but in the eyes of heaven, she is radiant. She may feel weak, but in the strength of God, she is powerful. She may feel alone, but she is surrounded by armies of light, by a chorus of prayers, by the unwavering presence of the divine. This is not merely a test result. It is a decree from heaven, a proclamation that she shall live, she shall rise, she shall overcome. And I, her angel, will walk with her every step of the way. I will hold her hand in the silence, when words are too heavy to speak. I will stand beside her bed at night, when the world is asleep and her fears are loudest. I will sing over her in languages her soul remembers, songs of help and healing that echo through eternity. I will lift her spirit when she forgets how to lift her head, carrying her forward when her strength falters. And when the light returns, and it will, I will be the one smiling in the corner, invisible but proud, knowing she never gave up. I will watch as she steps into the fullness of her calling, as she becomes the warrior, the beacon, the miracle she was always meant to be. Her scars will tell a story of triumph, her life a testimony to the God who never fails. She has just tested positive for divine transformation. What was meant to break her will now build her into something unshakable, a pillar of light in a world that desperately needs it. She has just tested positive for a sacred journey and not a punishment, never a punishment, but a calling, a summons from heaven to rise. And rise she will. Just wait and see. Her journey is not a solitary one, though it may feel so in the quiet moments of doubt. The world around her may seem to move on, oblivious to the weight she carries, but the heavens are attuned to every beat of her heart. Every sigh she releases is heard, every prayer she whispers is caught and carried to the throne of grace. The universe itself is conspiring in her favor, aligning circumstances, people, and moments to bring her through this fire refined, not consumed. Consider the stars above her, burning brightly in the night sky. They are not unlike hero born in the crucible of cosmic fire, shaped by forces beyond comprehension, yet shining with a light that pierces the darkness. Her spirit, too, is being forged in a holy fire, one that burns away fear, doubt, and all that is temporary, leaving only what is eternal, what is true. She is becoming a star in her own right, a light that will guide others long after this season has passed. The world may measure her by her diagnosis, by the visible marks of her struggle, but heaven measures her by her heart. It sees the quiet courage she summons each morning, the way she rises despite the weight of uncertainty. It sees the love she pours into others, even when her own reserves feel low. It sees the faith that flickers within her, fragile but fierce, refusing to be extinguished. These are the treasures that heaven counts, the currency of eternity that no illness can devalue. She may wonder if she is enough, if she has the strength to walk this path. But let me tell you a secret, she was chosen for this journey because she is enough. Before she was born, before the stars were set in their courses, her name was known in heaven, her purpose written in the annals of eternity. This moment, this trial, this sacred journey, it was not a mistake, not a cosmic oversight. It is part of the divine tapestry, a thread that weaves her story into the greater story of redemption, of hope, of love that overcomes. The road she walks is not an easy one, but it is holy. It is paved with moments of grace, with encounters that remind her of her own resilience, with glimpses of the divine that sustain her when all else seems to falter. Every step she takes is a declaration of faith, a testament to her refusal to be defined by her circumstances. She is more than her pain, more than her fears, more than the labels the world might try to place upon her. She is a daughter of the Most High, a bearer of light, a warrior whose battle is fought not with swords but with hope, with love, with an unyielding belief in the goodness of God. As she moves forward, she will find that this journey reshapes not only her spirit but the world around her. Her courage will inspire others to face their own trials with bravery. Her compassion, forged in the fires of her own suffering, will become a balm for those who are hurting. Her story, still unfolding, will become a lighthouse for those lost in their own storms, a reminder that even in the darkest night, there is a light that cannot be extinguished. And so, I say to her, to you, to all who witness her journey, do not fear this season. Do not despair over this chapter. This is not the end but the beginning of something glorious, something eternal. She is being made new, not in spite of her trials but because of them. She is being shaped into a vessel of divine purpose, a living testament to the power of grace, a beacon of hope in a world that so desperately needs it. She is just tested positive for divine transformation, a calling that will lead her through the fire and into the fullness of who she was created to be. She is on a sacred journey, surrounded by angels, upheld by prayers, guided by the hand of the divine. And when the dawn breaks, when the light returns, she will stand taller, stronger, more radiant than ever before. Rise, she will. And the heavens will rejoice. She is not alone on this path, and neither are you. Just as I, her angel, was sent to walk beside her from her first breath, so too other unseen companions walking with you, whispering courage into your moments of doubt, gathering your tears as offerings to the divine. When she sleeps, I speak healing over her dreams, planting seeds of help that will bloom in the morning light. When she weeps, I carry her tears to the Father, each one a precious gem in his eyes. When she feels the weight of the world pressing down, I lift her spirit, reminding her of the eternal flame within her, a flame that no storm can extinguish, no fear can dim. And so it is with you. Your struggles, your questions, your quiet moments of courage, here they are seen, they are known, they are honored in the courts of heaven. The things of God rarely appear as glory in their beginnings. They come as breaking, as silence, as uncertainty. But just as a seed must fall into the dark earth to become a tree, so too must she and you pass through seasons of planting to bear fruit that will feed generations. Her journey is not just for her, it is a gift to the world, a story that will become a shelter for the weary, a light for the lost, a song for the broken-hearted. Her scars, once raw and painful, will shine like constellations, guiding others through their own nights of trial. Her life, once marked by questions, will become an answer, a living, breathing testament to the truth that what the enemy meant for evil, God will always turn to good. I see her strength, even when she feels weak. I see the way she hides her fears to spare others, the way she forces a smile when her heart is heavy. These small acts of courage, these quiet sacrifices, so they are not unnoticed. They are songs to heaven, melodies that echo in the throne room of the Most High. Every time she chooses love over bitterness, she becomes more radiant in the eyes of the angels. Every time she clings to hope, even when it feels like a fragile thread, a new crown is woven around her spirit, a crown of glory that will never fade. And so it is with you. Your quiet acts of perseverance, your choice to keep going, your refusal to let despair have the final word, these are the things that make you radiant, that make you powerful, that make you a reflection of the divine. There are movements in the heavens that she cannot yet see, and perhaps you cannot either. Prayers are rising on her behalf, from those who love her and from strangers whose hearts have been stirred by her story. The angels are not idle, we surround her bed, stand in the corners of her rooms, guide the hands of those who care for her, and soften the hearts of those around her. We whisper reminders of who she is, not what fear says, not what the world says, but what the Father says. She is chosen. She is anointed. She is not forgotten. She is walking through fire, yes, but she will emerge as gold, refined and radiant, bearing the mark of heaven's touch. And so will you, if you dare to keep walking, to keep believing, to keep trusting in the unseen promises of God. In the moments when her soul feels heavy, when the night stretches on endlessly, when her strength falters, know this, the light within her still burns. It is a flame kindled by the one who commands the stars, a flame that cannot be extinguished. The world may try to define her by her pain, but heaven defines her by her purpose. Illness may try to steal her joy, but joy is her birthright, woven into the very fabric of her being. Loneliness may try to convince her she is alone, but she is surrounded by armies of light, by a chorus of prayers, by the unwavering presence of the divine. This is her truth, and it is yours as well. You are not defined by your circumstances but by the God who walks with you, who carries you, who calls you to rise. Even now, as you read these words, heaven is at work. Restoration is unfolding, not always in the ways we expect, but in ways that are eternal, that are true. Healing comes in layers, like petals opening to the sun, like dawn breaking slowly over the horizon. It may come in moments of unexpected peace, in the laughter that surprises you, in the strength you didn't know you had. It may come in this life or in the life to come, but it will come. She will be whole, and so will you. The promise of God is not a fleeting hope but an eternal certainty, a decree that no trial can overturn. She may ask, why would God allow this? It is a question that has echoed through the ages, a cry that rises from the depths of human suffering. But this is not cruelty, it is divine mystery, a tapestry woven with threads of purpose that we cannot yet fully see. Sometimes God allows a breaking not to punish but to bless, not to harm but to heal what was hidden, not to destroy but to awaken something powerful within. She is being awakened to her own strength, to the depth of her compassion, to the boundless love that surrounds her. And you, too, are being called to awaken, to see the sacred in your own journey, to recognize the divine purpose in your own moments of trial. There will be laughter again, a bright, uncontained, spilling from her like a song. There will be lightness, days when the weight of this moment is forgotten, when she dances in the freedom of her healing. There will be moments when she feels the wind on her face and truly knows that heaven never left her side. And you, too, will find those moments, those glimpses of joy that remind you of the eternal promise woven into your story. You will laugh, you will dance, you will rise, because the God who walks with her walks with you, too. This is holy ground, where angels gather, where miracles take root in the quiet places. She may look tired, but in the eyes of heaven, she is radiant. She may feel weak, but in the strength of God, she is powerful. She may feel alone, but she is surrounded by armies of light, by a chorus of prayers, by the unwavering presence of the divine. This is not just a test result, it is a decree from heaven, a proclamation that she shall live, she shall rise, she shall overcome. And so shall you. As her angel, I will walk with her every step of the way. I will hold her hand in the silence, when words are too heavy to speak. I will stand beside her bed at night, when the world is asleep and her fears are loudest. I will sing over her in languages her soul remembers, songs of help and healing that echo through eternity. I will lift her spirit when she forgets how to lift her head, carrying her forward when her strength falters. And I am not alone, there are angels walking with you, too, unseen but ever present, whispering courage, gathering your tears, guiding your steps. When the light returns, and it will, I will be there, smiling in the corner, invisible but proud, knowing she never gave up. I will watch as she steps into the fullness of her calling, as she becomes the warrior, the beacon, the miracle she was always meant to be. Her scars will tell a story of triumph, her life a testimony to the God who never fails. And you, too, will step into your own calling, your own story of triumph, your own testimony of grace. This is her divine transformation, a calling that will lead her through the fire and into the fullness of who she was created to be. This is her sacred journey, surrounded by angels, upheld by prayers, guided by the hand of the divine. And it is your journey, too, a journey of becoming, of rising, of shining in the darkness. Let her story inspire you, let it remind you of the power within you, the light that no darkness can overcome. Share this inspiration with the world through a like, a comment, a moment of connection that says, I see this light, I feel this hope, I believe in this sacred journey. Let your voice join the chorus of those who celebrate her rising, who proclaim the truth that we are all called to rise, to overcome, to become. She has just tested positive for divine transformation. What was meant to break her has built her into something unshakable, a pillar of light in a world that needs it. She has just tested positive for a sacred journey and not a punishment, never a punishment, but a calling, a summons from heaven to rise. And rise she will. Rise you will. Just wait and see. Share her story, share your hope, and let the world know that the light still shines, that the journey is sacred, that the victory is certain.